Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Man on Film for March 12th, 2010. My name is Michael J. Migliori, freshly back from my work with Pullen TV's Pink's All Out. And this weekend we have 4 new movies coming out, so we got a lot to talk about. So let's get started. First really big film that we have coming out today is The Green Zone. Paul Greengrass and Matt Damon reunite for their shaky cam action film. This time they've ditched the whole Bourne franchise and they're going with this army backdrop. Apparently the story is Matt Damon plays some super soldier looking around for weapons, I'm guessing weapons of mass destruction, in the Middle East. I'll stop right there because I'm sure most of you can piece together the rest of the plot by yourselves without any help. The bar usually isn't set very high for action films. In fact, most action films are just ridiculous or outright stupid. This one right here has to do with the army, so I'm sure there's a ton of people out there who want to go see it and who'll give this film praises only because it has something to do with the army. I'm not one of them though. In fact, to me, from the trailer, this film looks fairly preachy. And it's something that's been done before. Last year we had Body of Lies with Leo and Russell. I think that would have been a lot more effective than this one here. The whole evil politician sending the youth of America out to die in wars angle has been done before, and not as heavy-handed, and I'm sure a lot better. So for this one, I'll pass. The next film we have coming out today is Our Family Wedding. This appears to be a family-friendly comedy about cultural differences and interracial marriage. In the film, a black dude marries a hot Chicana, and their respective families have to deal and come to terms with the fact of their blessed union. This film stars Carlos Mencia and Forest Whitaker, and from the trailers it appears that they have an amazing chemistry together and that a lot of comedy will be coming out of these two guys. So as predictable and as lighthearted as the subject matter may be, I'm sure there will be a ton of laughs coming from these two. Our third film we have coming out today is Remember Me, Summit's new vehicle for Robert Pattinson's It Factor. In it, Robert Pattinson plays a college student who knows not what to do with his life, who meets a girl whose father is a strict police officer, who recently has given Robert Pattinson an ass whooping. Throw in Pierce Brosnan as Robert Pattinson's distant and kind of uninterested father, and you have a whole ton of drama. This film is big on drama. You have drama coming from life, drama coming from females, drama coming from females' fathers, drama coming from your father, drama coming from the receptionist in your father's office. So much drama you can shake a stick at. Well, when the dust is settled and the Twilight craze is over, it's crossing our fingers, I'll still be cheering for Robert Pattinson. Out of all the cast, I'm sure he's the only one that'll still have a career, because I actually see some potential in him. To me, he seems like an English James Dean, and I'm really interested to see what he can do in a film that hasn't been written by 3-year-olds. That being said, though, this film, Remember Me, still seems like it might be obnoxiously melodramatic. The last film we have coming out today is She's Out of My League, starring Canadian dork Jay Baruchel as a loser who works at an airport, and through a string of unbelievably believable circumstances, he winds up dating a solid 10. And for the record, I personally would not call Alice Eve a 10, but I do digress. This is another crass comedy. You'd expect a film like this to come from somebody from the Apatow crew, or maybe even the minds of a former Saturday Night Live comedian. I'm sure this film has a lot of bad jokes, sex, drugs, and bodily humor. I'm sure all at Jay Baruchel's expense. And in the end, I'm sure he ends up with the girl. It's just all the crap that he has to go through to get to that point. Alright, we have 4 films coming out this weekend. 2 comedies, 1 action flick, and a drama. A 4-way battle royale. And we sort of have something for everybody this week. For the action buff, we have The Green Zone. We have She's Out of My League for those of you who want some stupid humor. We have Our Family Wedding for the whole family. And for those of you who are dating and want a tearjerker, we have Remember Me. But What should you watch this weekend, in my personal opinion? Now, in all honesty, I'm not looking forward to any of these films. But for the sake of science, I will give my opinion. So here's my argument. First and foremost, none of these films are offering anything special or anything novel. They're all the same garbage regurgitated that we've seen Hollywood do tons of times before. Second of all, there doesn't seem to be any spectacular acting or any spectacular performances to look out for from any of these. So, I'm going to have to go back to the genre game to actually figure out exactly what we want to watch. There's only so much stupid humor a man can really take, and honestly, I think I've got my fill with Hot Tub Time Machine that I saw a couple of weeks ago, so I've had enough of my bodily fluid jokes for now anyway. It's something I will still go out to see with friends, but I'm not expecting to pay money to see She's Out of My League anytime soon. Paul Greengrass's epileptic camera work and Matt Damon's angry face really just nauseate me, so I'm definitely passing on The Green Zone. Okay, in my opinion, the two real contenders here this weekend are Remember Me and Our Family's Wedding. And for this weekend, in my opinion, curiosity is beating out comedy. My suggestion this weekend is Remember Me. It might seem a little odd, but honestly, it seems like the first really good relatable drama in a while. Hollywood relatable drama, that is. And I actually really am interested to see what kind of drama chops that Robert Pattinson has for us. I really hope he can prove to masses that he's a little bit more than just another pale face from Twilight. But if you live in New York or LA, there's a film coming out called Mother. It's a Korean film about a mother who has to protect her mentally handicapped son from accusations that he raped and murdered a young girl. This film is by Korean director Joon Ho Bung, who directed The Host a couple years ago. The Host, when that came out, was said to be the best horror film of the year. It was a nice, good monster film. Of course, it was in Korean. And this one is probably in Korean also. But anyway, if you should happen to have the chance, go check that out. Lots of people talking about it. It's supposed to be one of the better dramas of last year and this year combined. So check that out, especially if you're into Korean and Asian cinema. In the meantime, this is Michael J. Migliori, and I am Man on Film. Auf Wiedersehen.